Welcome to the Let's Get Cozy Book Club podcast. This week we're discussing our thoughts on Margo's Got Money Troubles by Rufi Thorpe. So grab a blanket, a warm beverage, and cozy up, everybody.
Yay!
Because we're getting into the nitty-gritty.
Whenever I hear that, I think of the bar in Madison.
Yes.
Yeah.
That your like feet stick to the ground of. Yeah. So
the birthday bar. Yeah.
It was a birthday bar, which Lily's birthday is coming up. 21st.
So is mine.
And Lydia.
Lydia's is before
lies.
I forgot. Well, Lily's is more exciting. Yours is, what is yours, 32nd?
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not
Liza doesn't care, clearly, so.
Ouch. Well, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I just got off a plane. I was in New York this past weekend for a friend's wedding. It was really fun. It was beautiful. I was at a cute little Italian restaurant, and the weather was perfect. And yeah, it was lovely. And I forgot that I saw Mom and Dad last weekend. We went to the Chicago Botanic Garden for Mother's Day, which
holding down the fort. Yeah,
shout out to me for being the best daughter.
I saw them the day before, so
only one of us hung out with her on Mother's Day.
So. She drove me to the airport, Liza. They don't even.
They picked us up and then we stayed for dinner.
Oh, that they made you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, they brought rolls to this picnic on the Mother's Day, so don't even.
That's true. This is true. So that was nice seeing them. And then, yeah, it's been busy. We have another wedding next weekend. Kyle's my brother-in-law is getting married in the suburbs of Chicago. So we're really, really excited. So it's wedding season. And yeah, all the good stuff. Lots of good celebrations. So yeah.
Nice.
All right. How are you two doing?
I'll go next because thank you for asking. I just got back from Germany.
I'm a little cranky today. I didn't sleep the best last night, but that's okay.
Maybe it's because of the new moon that was in Taurus, and that could have been it.
Totally it. That or staying up late drinking at a wedding. That could also be it. But yeah.
We got back from Germany last weekend, and Lilli came and visited us, and I had some questions for you. What were your thoughts of Germany? Because this was your first time there, and
yes,
what was your favorite part?
I'd say my thoughts on Germany, it's honestly just like Wisconsin. No wonder why Sebastian moved from Germany to Wisconsin, because it's literally... It's the same.
Did it make his home?
The landscape is the same. And food is pretty similar too, don't you think?
There's a lot of potatoes, yes. And
there's
broths.
A lot of potatoes.
And sausage and cheese.
And sausage. We had that was nice. They have the cold dinners, so we had sausage and cheese every night for dinner, and that was pretty great.
The big meal is lunch, and then dinner is more meats and cheese and pickles and that sort
charcuterie.
Of thing. Yeah.
Charcuterie, pretty much. Yeah. I'd say my favorite part was definitely the food. Shout out to Sebastian's mom. It was fun eating Flammkuchen was pretty much right. Flammkuchen was pretty much it's just German pizza.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. That and Oma and Opa. They were hilarious.
Yeah, that's Sebastian's grandparents, and we got to go hang out with them a couple nights.
Cute.
Yeah, Lily got to try cognac for her first time.
Oh.
They brought out the good stuff for her.
Yeah, they were offering in chocolates and stuff. It was hilarious. They freaked out when you come, and they throw out everything from the cupboard, chocolates and things.
Once you cave, everything just keeps coming. They don't stop.
Very pressured. They're aren't you gonna eat?
Keep eating. You said you liked it.
Keep eating. Yeah, it's chocolate. You don't like chocolate? Yeah.
Fun.
That was
I'm glad you guys had fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
And how about you, Lilli?
It's officially my last week in London. It's winding down. I have my last final this week, and then I have to do all the packing, which should be fine. But yeah, I just got back from Germany, which is super fun. I did my first solo trip to Prague. Um, that was fun. Yeah, solo tripping. It was a good time. I had a good time. Yeah, pretty much. I'm ready to be back in America.
What are you
Um,
looking forward to most about returning?
Other than my lovely family and friends, and Lilo. If
Good
Lilo
answer.
doesn't
Oh,
freak out when I come home, I'll be pissed.
She
Like if
freaked out
she's
when
not
I came
freaking out.
home, so I'm assuming she'll freak out when you're there.
oh, she's gonna be so excited.
I know she better be. But I'm excited for the food. I've been missing like American food. I won't lie. We don't do snack. They like don't do snacks like we do snacks. You know what I mean? We really have them in that area.
Your first Costco trip
Oh yeah, Costco. Literally,
with
first Costco
Dad.
trip back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Fun. Well, we're excited for your return to the States.
Yes. My grand return home. Yes.
What was your favorite place you visited?
Probably
And your
Morocco. That was the
Oh,
coolest place.
Morocco.
What?
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna
I
ask.
rode a camel.
And then what was your favorite part of studying abroad? And then I'll stop
Uh,
drilling you with questions.
I would say probably, obviously, as we know, in like America, we don't like think about like other cultures really. Like it's just like everyone's like American and like you just like don't hear about other parts of the world. I don't know. And then like you're like in Europe and like everyone from different places is there and it's like so many different cultures. Like not everyone's like American. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd say that's the best part. And all the different accents. I mean, I have an accent too, but like no one gets excited about an American accent. Everyone's like, oh, like it's fun to hear like I don't know, like the British accents and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. I'm cross-cultural now, so cultural.
Nice.
I'm
So
culturally,
cultured.
You're
yeah, I'm
cultured.
culturally
Cultured. You've seen the
engaged.
world. How many
Yeah.
places have you gone to? Did you count?
No, I'm not counting yet. I should make a little list and see.
Yes.
Yeah, do that too. Liza, that'd be interesting for you too. The places
Yes.
Yeah.
you've been.
I've
And
been to
yeah.
places too, you know. I'm kidding. Sorry, I'm not being very nice today.
Okay,
It's
on
not
And
even
yeah, you
round
could
two,
be.
you know. I'm kidding. Okay. All right, I'm done. Right. Well, yes, we're really excited for you to return, Lily. It'll be
Yeah, I'm really excited to see
fun.
you, Lydia. Yeah, yeah.
It'll be nice having you back
It'll be nice.
and seeing you this summer. We're all gonna hang out this summer and read more books.
Yes. And on that note, Margot's got money troubles.
Okay. Let's get into some quick listener comments and then yes, we were gonna dig in. They're mostly about the book. Kyle generously explained what LARPing was. Because I had
Generously
no
explained.
idea. It is what it stands for is live action role playing, which is next level dorky beyond Ren Fair, which was very helpful description. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he's a dork encyclopedia. You have any more questions?
If you have any further questions.
Oh, and it was
And
Auntie Jean's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Auntie Jean. I forgot to text you. I had
Oh,
a lovely
awkward.
day.
yeah,
Awkward.
awkward.
Awkward. We texted her, Lydia. Boo.
Oh
Boo.
no. I hope you had a lovely day. I'll text you right
It was
after
a beautiful
this.
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
And
time
then
of year.
our mom said the mom in the book sucked. The dad sucked. The professor sucked. So everyone was the worst. But Susie was cute.
I
Susie
think
was
that
cute. The
pretty
LARPer was
much
cute.
yeah
Agreed.
sums it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We can end the podcast. That
We're
was the
done.
book. Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, spoiler day. If you don't want any part of the book spoiled, I recommend you pausing and returning when you're all caught up. So, Margo is a 19-year-old college student who gets pregnant after having an affair with her married English professor, Mark. Margo decides to keep the baby, but she's on her own to support Bodhi, that's the baby. After she loses her waitressing job, she accepts money from Mark's family in exchange for silence. But the 15K won't last long. So, Margo starts an OnlyFans account under the name Hungry Ghost, which quickly becomes lucrative but makes Mark think she's an unfit mother, which causes the fight for Bodhi. Meanwhile,
For
Margo
custody.
falls in love with one of her fans whom she invites to visit her. They hit it off, but Margo's life is too much of a mess to have a relationship. Although they do not work out romantically, they become business partners. Interesting, but we'll get more into it. So, guys, what are your thoughts?
Let's start with Hungry Ghost, like the persona that she creates, because that kind of kicks off where we left off in the last podcast. Because the videos that she makes with her two friends, who are also OnlyFans, go viral. And Margo is like the most popular one out of the three because she's like this weird alien and like everyone loves it. And yeah, like I guess she didn't like think about this like long term, like what the effects or consequences of like using this platform might be. She just like needed money and like it was like working out. And so her baby daddy kind of brings this up when they go into the custody battle about how being on OnlyFans will potentially affect like what future job she can get because employers might be not as open about different types of work that she was doing. For example, Rose, who is also on OnlyFans, she got kicked out of her chemistry master's program because she was using OnlyFans to pay for it, and the university asked her to leave. And the work that she's doing could potentially affect different types of relationships, like what type of men would be willing to be in a relationship with someone who is doing this type of work, and also the type of friends she might have. Because, for example, she loses her high school friend, Becca, because she's kind of really judgmental about the work that Margo is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like she doesn't realize what fame means exactly. And she kind of learns that like when if people like would recognize her from like her OnlyFans or from TikTok.
Recognize her? Oh, I guess her friend Becca did.
Yeah, so she got like doxxed.
Which I didn't know what that
and-
was.
Yeah, so essentially her friend Becca found out that Margo was on OnlyFans, and they were like at this party, and they were being really mean.
They just made fun of her, pretty much.
No, they like
Right?
posted photos of like some of
Oh,
her
right,
nude photos
yeah.
like
On
on
her
her like
face, like her
personal
Facebook.
like Instagram, like Facebook, so that like
Sent them to her
people,
mom.
yeah, like people would know that she's like doing that, and was like kind of like slut shamed essentially, and like people then like would recognize her or like maybe would know where she lives. So it's a really unsafe situation too if like because people do not
People are weird.
this kind of work
Yeah, people are weird.
nicely, and people are weird. So yeah, that was like a whole thing, and that I mean really kind of like affected Margo's relationship with her mom too, and like Kenny and that whole thing, because like her mom marries Kenny and her mom was like, you need to get off OnlyFans. I can't tell Kenny about this because he's like weird and like religious. And then Kenny finds out after Margo gets doxxed, and it's like a whole thing, and like that relationship really sours, which is unfortunate. So
Yeah, she gets
Yeah.
uninvited to the wedding, which is what I
Yes.
had predicted.
Yeah.
yes, you did,
But
Liz.
in
You
the
did predict
TV
that.
show, it is different. So we'll talk about that later.
yeah.
Did anyone watch the TV show?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did. Mm-hmm.
I have to. Wow. Okay, I'll watch the TV show.
You're behind,
Yeah.
Lil.
Sorry,
Except
guys.
the last episode, the finale, isn't
It's not out yet.
Comes out on Wednesday.
Oh,
so.
this is like a recent show? Like,
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
coming.
Hot off the
Oh,
press.
sorry. Excuse me, guys. Wow.
We're in the know.
You need to get back to the States.
I know. Like, out of the loop. But yeah, the mom was kind of the worst, though. I agree with our mom's thoughts on that. The mom did suck because the mom called like CPS, right, on her own daughter.
No,
Or
Kenny
Kenny.
did, but
Okay, Kenny
Margot's
did,
mom
but
didn't stop him.
Yeah.
yes, she was okay with him calling CPS on her. Like, teach her a
Yeah.
lesson, right? Like,
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
shouldn't do
Well, to
OnlyFans,
get
pretty
her
much.
off OnlyFans, which
Yeah,
which kind of worked
almost worked. Yeah,
Hmm.
because
but
she
then
was
she
going
found out it was
to
them. Yeah.
become a real estate agent, even though she didn't want to, but she didn't want to lose her child, so she was
Yeah.
willing to.
Yeah, so like that was going on at the same time with like the custody battle with Mark and like so Mark wanted full custody of Bodhi. They go to mediation. There's like a lot of lawyer stuff in this book.
Yeah,
There
Lydia, get
was.
into
Which
it,
was
Lydia.
so
Let's hear it,
funny.
Lydia.
Which I thought was kind of funny. And basically, I mean, I think the moral of the story of this book is like just make sure you have a good lawyer and do like good legal research. Because she ends up winning. But anywho, so the custody battle with Mark, they go to mediation. They're trying to settle it like outside of court essentially. And figure
Wait,
out,
and what's mediation, lawyer Lydia?
it's like where the parties come together and try to settle like a case rather than go through like litigation and like go to a trial essentially.
Okay.
So it's like where you kind of talk back and forth, I want this, they want that, and kind of try to reach a compromise or like a resolution. So that's going on. And Mark orders like a psychiatric like evaluation, a 7:30 evaluation of Margo. And there's a lot going on there because Margot's also living with her dad at the time, who and Jinx, her dad, is like taking care of Bodhi. He has a history of drug abuse, and like had recently gotten out of rehab. So it's at least from her lawyer's perspective is like a little concerned, which rightfully so, that like one, she's not like her main form of income is OnlyFans, and she's like a young mom and living with her father, who was a former, and well, we later learned
Not even former, yeah.
current drug user. So a great situation to be in when you're trying to get full custody. Yeah.
Because she's trying to prove that she's a fit mother, because Mark
Yeah.
thinks she's unfit, and like he's citing off all these reasons, even though he's like never met Bodhi, doesn't have any interest really in him. He is also getting divorced from his wife and trying to get custody of his other two children, and he's living with his mom because he got kicked out of his other house, and so he also doesn't really know like who would watch Bodhi if like he has to work. So it's kind of, he's not also in like the best place, but he is casting a lot of like judgment on Margo for her.
Someone who basically took advantage of his student.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like an interesting tension there of like she's getting all the blame and like being told she's an unfit mother, but like he's clearly a terrible person and like not a fit father and a serial cheater. So yeah.
Well, kind of like her own father, so she
Yep.
does have daddy issues,
yeah.
and it kind of plays out, which was
Yeah.
interesting because
That
eventually
was sad. Yeah.
yeah, like
Mhm.
Jinx kind of explains like why he was a cheater, and it was because he traveled a lot being a wrestler. He was always on the road, and he got really lonely, and women are soft. And so that was his reason of why he liked cheating. He liked cuddling
Yeah.
with women, so he didn't have to be alone. And that was kind of also how he got mixed up with Viper, because he wanted to do drugs, but he wanted to do it with someone, and so that's how he got in like a bad situation the previous time before he got clean.
Yeah. And then we find out, which this is like the saddest part of the book, when she like found her dad like
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
bath with like a needle in his arm, and he was like using heroin. That was really a bummer. I mean, I like knew it was gonna happen, but
Yeah,
like when I
yeah.
read it, I was like, oh my God, this is so terrible.
Yeah.
And so she has to like basically save him, and but she like it's hard because Jinx is actually a really good caretaker and like was finally like being a present father figure in her life, but then she's like, oh my God, were you like high the whole time? And he kind of was. And it's just, yeah, really like a sad, unfortunate scenario. But Margo ends up like taking him to like a methadone clinic to get treated. And that seems to be working. Kind of is like a little open ended at like the end of the book, but it seems to
Yeah.
be like working, and like he like wants to get clean, and yeah. Hmm.
That was interesting. I didn't quite know how that worked. Let's go into that. Because it gets a little complicated. So CPS visits, Child Protective Services, which was not part of the 730 evaluation. It was somebody
Right.
else
Hmm.
basically called in and said that,
The evil lady. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And then the evil lady
Well,
comes and
Kenny
she's
called
like,
in, yeah, and
yes, we
complained
find
and said
out that
like,
Kenny
yes.
calls in, but we
Mhm.
don't know who.
Mhm.
And so basically she's like, we're going to take Bodhi unless you can prove like it's a safe living conditions here. And I need everyone to take a drug test. And obviously Jinx is going to not pass the
Test
test
positive,
because
yeah.
he A, just relapsed, and B, he's going to the methadone clinic, which
Yeah.
which I guess I didn't know, like there also is a different type of opiate that they're prescribed, and it's supposed to help with chronic pain. And why it's like a good option for an addict is because you don't have to go through detox, but you're not actually getting clean. You're just going from one drug to a different one. But it's like it's more like prescribed and like a safer way of doing it.
You have to like go every day, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go to the clinic every day and like get prescribed like your exact amount, and yeah. So it's like a pretty regimented thing, but yeah,
He also had chronic pain too, right? His like back, didn't that happen? Like his like back flare-ups,
yeah,
right?
from
Yeah, they took him
wrestling.
to the
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the ER, right? That happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot of herniated discs and back issues. So that's where the drug addiction, and then he would get on the painkillers, and then that would lead to other things. And so
Yes.
the methadone is working. And so CPS says, okay, if Jinx is going to continue living here, he has to get off drugs. No one can be on any drugs. And Jinx is like, no, I want to continue going to use the methadone clinic because I think this is working. So he's like, I'm going to have to move out because that's the only option.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's happening. And then Margo's also freaking out because she did shrooms while she was
Yeah.
on the podcast. And they don't know if the drug test will be testing for shrooms, or like if it will show up in this type of urine test. Like if she did a hair drug test, it would show up, but if she just does a pee test, it shouldn't show up. And so she's like, yeah, basically going through a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like a
trying
lot
to
happening at once,
Yeah.
and it's all really bad, basically.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but then so then she takes the 730, it's like the psychiatric evaluation, which is more involved with like the custody situation that she's having with Mark, and that comes back like good, and says like she's like totally fit to be like a mother, like she has like addiction like in her family, but like she's not showing any signs of like addiction, and like she's good. She, and like the psychiatrist recommends like that Margo have full custody, and that like Mark be allowed like weekly visitation, and pay child support for a year. So that ends up like being good, and like everything kind of works out okay, and Margo kind of like talks to Mark, and they they don't like make up, but she's like, like, do you want to meet him, like that kind of thing. And Mark comes over and meets Bodhi, and it's like it seems like it's like okay, like he's like a good dad, but like a terrible like partner,
Person.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Margo's like, dude, like, come to me next time before you go to a lawyer. We can probably work something out if we like, have a conversation. It would be a lot less expensive. And Mark was also like, oh, he like watched her like famous video and he was like, it was not what he expected. And so that was kind of why Mark kind of like drops like the trying to get custody from Margo, because he actually thinks that she is a good mother and like doesn't need to like fight her for custody.
Yes, because she was using her writing skills.
You're right. Yeah. He should know, so yeah.
So yeah, he was like, this is art.
Pretty much.
You're a good mom.
You're a good mom.
Okay. You're just
he did a full 180.
You're a dad on OnlyFans. Like, cool. Like little, interesting. But yeah, so Mark, it's like, yeah, he ends up being not like the most terrible person. Well, he is a terrible person, but like it ends up being like a slightly
He comes around.
He comes around slightly, and it ends up being an okay situation. But so like that gets somewhat resolved, but they're still worried about the CPS situation because Margo thought that Mark was the one who called CPS on her, and he was like, no, that wasn't me. And they were like, well, then who was it? And Margo then like talks to her mom and like goes to apologize to her mom for like the whole situation, and she's like, I want to change. I think I'm thinking of becoming a real estate agent. And her mom's like, oh, good. Like, I'm so glad like to hear that. Like, when Kenny called like CPS on you, I was so worried, but like now like it seems like it worked. And she's like, oh my God, like what? Like you're the one that called? And like almost had like Bodhi like taken away from me. And yeah, that was really sad.
Yeah, she kind of like, it seems like she's kind of cutting her mom off like for now. I don't know if it's like forever, but like, yeah, at least having a little bit more boundaries with her mother, because her mom's interest is more in not pissing off her husband than whether or
Margo.
not Margo keeps Bodhi or the safety of Bodhi and Margo.
Yeah, like her mom just cares more about like her new life and like Lululemon like set and her new dog. That's so funny. And just like doesn't really care about Bodhi and like Margo, it seems like. So that was kind of a bummer there, but
that is.
But
the big thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
But the big thing with the CPS case was the evil like worker that was like clearly trying to like take Bodhi away from Margo. And if lawyer Lydia, you'd like to explain.
She basically like said a bunch of stuff she wasn't supposed to, and like didn't have a warrant to like come into the house, and said that she was like going to take Bodhi away, but like you're not supposed to say that. So Margo like did all this research and like talked to her lawyer and was like, we need to find like some cases where we can show that like being an OnlyFans model is like the same thing as like being like a cam girl back in the day, or like other like similar type of work, and that doesn't mean that you're like an unfit parent. So they find some case law that shows that like a prior cam girl like sued the state of California because like they took her kid away, and she won like millions of dollars against them. So she like throws that in like the CPS woman's face and is like kind of like says like, I'm basically gonna sue you if you like go down this route. And the lady backs off and is like, okay, everything's fine here.
Pretty much.
We're good. See you later. So get a good lawyer, everybody. It's the moral of the story.
And the only thing we didn't really get into was the JB relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which was another like thread of the story.
Yes.
Like kind of like while Margo's world is like spiraling out of control, she like seeks solace in this relationship that she's developing with one of her OnlyFans. They're like kind of like
Yeah.
dating. I don't know. They're like asking each other, they're like flirting online. He's just paying her like thousands of dollars to answer his random ass questions.
Yeah.
And then okay, and then he's like, well, just tell me your name. And then she's like, okay, fine, whatever. And she says her name is Susie. Um, and then she kind of feels bad for lying to him, which like,
Yeah, because she like has feelings for him, and she's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have lied." Yeah,
but like also she's like trying to protect herself. So like kind of also makes sense because she doesn't actually really know
Hmm.
like who this random man is
Yeah.
online. So it's fair, I think. But when she gets doxxed, JB finds out her real name and then he feels so betrayed because Margo lied to him.
yeah,
And she's like, dude, you're my client. Like, you're not my you're not my like boyfriend or anything like that. This is like my safety. I have a child that you
yeah,
just found out about. And
yeah,
so I have to like make sure my safety comes first.
yeah. But then they end up like making up, and like he's like, "I really want to see you and like meet you," and they play Fortnite together. That was
That
funny.
was weird.
So they like have a date where they play Fortnite together, and he's like, "I want to meet you in person. I'm gonna come to California," and she's like,
Like, okay.
Okay.
yeah, and then he like gets a weird Airbnb that's like a
I
haunted
like a
house.
haunted house,
I
yeah.
was like, this is
With
super
a
strange.
She's a hungry
jacuzzi.
ghost.
Oh,
She's
Oh, that kind of
okay,
makes sense.
Yeah.
okay, I
It's
get
her
that
like
now.
persona. Like, I don't know. That's what I
Yeah, and
thought.
they hook up, and it's I don't know. It was like a kind of
She
a
like
one night.
sprained her
Oh yeah,
ankle.
she fell down
Yeah.
the
I don't remember
stairs and
what
like
she was
sprained her
doing. She fell
She
down
ankle.
the
wore
stairs.
just had high heels and fell down the stairs.
Oh, yeah, she fell down the stairs, so she had like a sprained ankle the whole time they were like together in this weird haunted mansion hooking up. And then in the morning, the CPS
CPS
lady
is at their house, so she
Yeah,
has to race
is
home.
at the house.
yeah,
She has to race home. The CPS stuff gets sorted, which she like ended up ending things with JB, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty
'Cause she had
much.
like too much going on in her
She
life.
she did.
She
That
was
was the
about to
correct
lose her
call.
child, so yeah.
Yeah.
But JB also
So
lives in like in Washington D.C. and she lives in California. So like also doesn't really make sense. And like
Hmm.
I mean they don't really know each other. They've just like met once. And also like she doesn't think JB's ready to take on being a father of her child
Yeah,
basically because it's
he's
he's
like in his
also young and
20s.
yeah, doesn't
Yeah.
really know like what that actually means like being in a relationship with Margo.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So,
oh,
yeah. And then, but like he
And
comes
then
back
he
yeah.
at
comes
the end. So
back
this is the end of the
like
book.
This is
But
the
we
end
talked
and
about
it's
everything
really
else,
weird.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the end, basically, JB's like, Margo, I want to talk to you. I'm coming back to California. Like, let's meet up. So then they go to Arby's and eat a
Ugh.
bunch of food,
yeah.
which I don't
It
like.
sounded so gross.
Yeah. Do you like
Yeah.
Arby's, Lily?
That was a weird thread in the book too. Like, why were they? She liked Arby's like too
She's
much.
obsessed with Arby's.
Fast food and like yeah, I mean they went to Applebee's and like what was the orange juice
The
and the sun
golden
chips?
sun,
Yeah.
the
The
golden
orange
lunch, something like
crush.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
just nothing sounded
She's a
appetizing.
college student. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
junk
I had
food,
ramen for
fast
dinner.
food.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. She's
Anyways.
20 years
Yeah.
old. So okay, so JB's like, okay, like I need to talk to you, and she like thought he was gonna be like, I want to get back together with you, but instead he was like, no, like I don't think we should be together, but like I have this idea. I want to start a business with you, and she's like, what? So Liza, you explain what this is.
Okay. So he wants to do a consulting company where they do in-depth analysis of like the target demographics for like content creators, specifically OnlyFans, and they make ad recommendations. So basically, like for Hungry Ghost, you can make an algorithm that kind of detects like what certain like products that would work well for your clients. So it could be like maybe shoes, like all of your clients
Pokemon
like Nikes.
cards.
Pokemon cards, or it could,
Fortnite.
Fortnite, like that sort of thing. And then like get sponsors from them and sell those products to your clients and like kind of make money. So that was one part. And then also like Margo would be able to like offer critique on like the characters and the persona, or also write scripts for them, like help them make content. And Margo basically just loves the idea and is like, yes, let's do this.
Yeah. So they're going to become glorified pimps of OnlyFans.
That is, yes.
Yeah.
And he already quit his job, so he's already
They're
on
doing
board.
it. They're doing it.
They're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. That was truly like
That
the
was-
last chapter of the book.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like,
It
this
was
is how it ends?
interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what they're doing.
That is
So
what
they're
they're
doing.
doing.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, it leaves it a little open-ended where like Margot's like, maybe we'll get back together one day, but like not right now. For now, we're going to be business partners.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's hopefully goes well. We'll see.
Sure. So season 2 or book 2, ready for it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, well, for book 2, because in the TV series, there is no JB, which is what's
Right.
interesting. He is not a
Yeah.
plotline. I do think, I have a prediction with the TV show, that the nurse who comes with CPS is actually going to be the new love interest for Margo. Okay, because when there's the CPS visit, there's two people.
Yeah.
There's like the weird lady and then like the male nurse. I think the male nurse is going to be like like him and Margo like hit it off, and yeah,
Why was there a nurse at the
I don't know
visit?
exactly why is there a nurse, because
Yeah, there's
they
some
need
deviations in the show.
they need
sure.
it's like they need JB, and that's how they're going to introduce JB, I think, and he's maybe secretly her only fan as well.
Mhm. Oh, maybe she gets with the lawyer. Thoughts on that?
There's
The
a female lawyer.
is a female. She's Nicole Kidman.
Oh, that would be
Yes.
super
who's
interesting.
also a
See?
former wrestler.
Yes.
Oh, look
Lace.
at the twist! Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, that was one positive change of the.
I did like that. Yeah.
of the show was having a female lawyer. She was badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so. We can talk about the show, and then we'll talk a little bit more about like some of like the themes and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah. So like stacked cast in this show. It's like Elle Fanning is Margo, Michelle Pfeiffer's the mom, Nicole Kidman is the lawyer, and Nick Offerman is Jenks. Plus other people I'm sure are missing. But yeah, so like the cast is really good. I feel like the actors are really good, but there are some very noticeable differences, which kind of annoyed me like a little bit. I don't know.
Well, I think it made for a more an interesting story. For example, like Margo went to her mom and Kenny's wedding, so they all went to Vegas, right? And so
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, so it was kind of fun seeing them all in Vegas, and then like instead of like
And they got
Margo's-
married at the chapel. Like
Yeah, I know.
so-
I was like, oh, this is kind of like, and they had Elvis marry them.
Yes.
And I was
Oh,
like,
fun.
I knew someone who did something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so I thought that was pretty fun. And then like, because Margo's mom is secretly a gambler, and they, instead of like, so they showed that basically. So they showed like the mom having a bachelorette party in Vegas, and like them like going out and having a good time, which was interesting. And yeah, they gave like mom a lot more airtime, and they also, you mentioned Kenny, like Kenny had a lot more airtime in the
Yeah,
TV
which
show.
I didn't really like. They like turned him into like a really good guy. Like he was like in the show, or we're totally spoiling the show for you, Lily, but whatever. He was like, he said he was cool with like her doing OnlyFans and like whatever she needed to do to like stay afloat and like do her thing. I don't know. I think that'll be revealed in the finale. Kenny seems like a really good guy, and he's like in the show a lot, and they talk a lot like about like him and like Margo's mom and like their relationship. And like they get more into like Margo's mom and like Jinx
Yeah.
kind of like interacting a lot more than like they did in the book.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a will they get back together? Won't they
Yeah,
get
it's
back?
kind of
Like
like
this,
will they,
like
won't they? Yeah, and then there's no JB like at all in the show. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's a
did
little
like
different.
that Susie had more of a character in the TV show. I thought
Yeah.
that was fun
Hmm.
because she's a little levity in a lot of.
She's the only good person in this whole thing.
100%.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I thought the show was like okay,
I thought it
but
was gonna be better, like funnier, because like I think Nick Offerman's hilarious, but like
yeah, but like
he
the
was
book
not
isn't really
funny.
funny.
Well, I feel like it has the potential to be. I mean, there's like outrageous things, and like I feel like it
Yeah.
could
I
be
think a lot of the
funny.
topics aren't funny though. There's like a lot of
No.
like addiction and
It's a
like,
lot of addiction.
Yes.
you know,
A lot of addiction. And I mean, like the whole custody stuff.
Yeah, no, there's
yeah.
a lot of heavy
Sad, the
topics.
drugs
A lot of
use. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think like, well, one of the main themes was like power in the book. Like that's something we talked about last time a little bit of like, what does power mean? And then Margo kind of comes to the realization that like money is power, money to like hire a lawyer, like a good lawyer for like her custody case, and like for the CPS situation. You know, if she didn't have a lawyer, like she probably could have lost, her baby. And, money allows you to like, work or do what kind of job you want to do or not. Allows you to do different things. And so, yeah, Margot really likes money.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a great lesson to learn, but it's definitely important and important like for like women, especially to have like, financial means and like independence and like especially in like the childcare industry where stay-at-home moms like it's unpaid labor and like that kind of thing. So just female work and money and that whole thing was like a big through line I think throughout the entire book.
And Ellie had made a comment, which made me thinking about like I originally just thought that the book was pure entertainment. I didn't think there was that much meaning towards it, but I think it was kind of almost like a satire on like influencers monetizing like parts of their life and like how online platforms you can commodify your identity and like, become really wealthy doing that. And there's a lot of but there's like two sides of the coin, right? There is you have a lot of agency, like you're in control, you're your own boss, and like it is creative, but there can be a lot of like weirdos
It's
or like
unsafe
yeah.
for
yeah,
sure.
it can be
Yeah.
unsafe, and there's can be a lot of social stigma, like losing friends or people judging you, yeah, being called like an unfit mother because of your profession and that sort of thing. But yeah, so I don't think like the author didn't romanticize this type of work. She also definitely showed like the instability and yeah, the unsafety of it. So yeah, I thought it was just interesting as we're trying to build our own social media platform for the podcast and
Yes, it is interesting. I think, yeah, I actually really liked the book. I thought it was good. I thought like the writing was really good. I guess we didn't talk about that, like the like third person, first person thing.
I
That was
thought that
kind
was
of
weird.
That was
it was
weird.
like that was probably my least favorite part. Like I don't think that was done. Like I thought the writing was really good, and I kind of liked her flipping back between like first and third. But I think like she did it at the end where she was like Margo was like, I'm an unreliable narrator. Basically, I've been lying to
Yeah,
you
that
this
was
whole
weird.
time, but she wasn't really lying. Like, was she? Or I guess we don't know.
We
Like she
don't
was lying.
know.
Like I guess like about her dad, or like her dad doing drugs. I don't know if she painted him in like a better light for us, but he didn't. I don't know. It was just
I don't
kind of
know.
a
Maybe she painted herself in a better light. I don't know. Like it's her
yeah.
story.
I don't
So
know. I just didn't think it worked. I thought it was
it
weird, and it was just
yeah, there wasn't
it
enough of like a
didn't.
twist or something after the fact to
No.
be like, oh, like like it's actually
Yeah.
something totally, completely different. It's
She's
just
Yeah.
like
actually
the
an
same.
alien
Yeah,
named
yeah, or like
Hungry
something.
Ghost. She's
Right.
from
There
planets.
like
I don't know.
wasn't a twist after that. Like I was kind of like, okay, like yes.
Yeah. There was so much going on with the book that like we didn't need that as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
agree.
agree.
So, yeah, but other than that though, I really enjoyed the book. I thought the writing was really good. I thought it was a very modern take on some interesting topics. I agree, like your point lies about like not glorifying, being a single mom and like doing this kind of work. But it was an interesting point of view and some interesting topics that we don't really read a lot about. So it was different, and I liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
enjoyed
liked it
it.
too.
That was an easy read.
It was an easy
Um,
read. It was a quick read. It was interesting. I also liked, I agree with like the modern take. It was pretty good because I feel like sometimes like modern books like set in present time, they're like kind of like cringy. Like authors like
Agreed.
make
Yeah.
it like really
Hmm.
cringy and are just like I don't know, aren't like
They'll like
good
throw in like we've talked about this. They throw in like random
like
like
references and it's like
references, and you're
what?
like, okay, that's like super weird. Yeah,
Or
but
it's
like
clearly
this
like
author was
yeah.
good. I thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or it's like an old person trying to like write about young people and it's like there's something off here, but she did a good job about making it like I don't know, making like the modern world not cringy.
Agreed.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's
So that's
right.
a wrap
So
on
the new
Margo's Got
book.
Money Trouble. Yes, the new
Mm-hmm.
book. So for June, we're reading The King's Promise. Not
Not this.
Margo's Got Money Trouble.
We already
The
read that
King.
one. Put that aside.
New book, this one, that's right behind me. The King's Promise by Christine Campanelle. So she's going to be joining us on the podcast in June, later in June, to discuss her book. But in the show notes, I will link like places where you can find the book because it is indie published, but for sure you can get it on Amazon. I know there's an ebook and yeah, but there's plenty of other places you can purchase it too. And we have some other authors lined up for this summer, which I'm very excited about. But if you have anyone else you want to maybe have on the podcast, let us know. We're open to suggestions.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
No, I'm excited to read this book, King's Promise.
Yes.
And meet Christine.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. It'd be
it'd be
super
cool. A
cool.
lot more official, like
Very
Yeah.
official.
yeah,
Very official.
very official.
So we'll bring it. We'll bring our A game.
Yes.
All right,
Right.
everybody. Thanks so much for listening to episode 24. If you want a shout out, leave us a comment or review. You can find us on Instagram at Let's Get Cozy Book Club or YouTube. We'd love to connect with you. Join us in a few weeks for a check-in where we give our initial thoughts on The King's Promise by Christine Campanelle. Until then, stay cozy.
Stay cozy.
That was
What is-
That wasn't me
Close.
this time.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? How is that me?